God bless Oringi, our school, we praise to you, in which we lay our future for Uganda's progress. Its aim is to bring our people with knowledge about discipline, futuring, to serve Uganda, our motherland.
As an individual, my birthplace is Igoli, Jipangira, Jibachora, where the late Orengi himself was born. Orengi has been my elder cousin. When I was in secondary school and primary school, he became a teacher in Waro Kemo, Church of Uganda. He taught for many years before he entered into politics, when independence approached. I lived with him until he died. When he died, I was just finishing A-level at King's College, Buto. Mr. Orengi, the late Orengi, can be considered a passionate educationist, a very strong believer in God. It is that belief that carried him through his work. He carried it through his social understanding, through his development programs, through his people. He loved the people of Navy, and that's the main reason why he became a politician.
First day of the school found us 5 as teachers in the school. And then the students were ready and they came through their interviews. We did the interviews and accepted students. And the first lesson held for me that time in that school that started was in February 1968. For me, I taught mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And the first lessons for all those people in all those subjects started with me, or the one who started those things.
I'm called Reverend Joram Mukoko. I come from Jangokoro, and I was a headmaster in Igoli Mixed Primary School. So we found that many of our children who had completed P7 did not get into government senior secondary schools. We thought it better if we could perhaps start a private secondary school in our place there. The aim of starting this school was brought by Semenya. Then he sold the idea of starting. He sold the idea of starting a senior secondary school because there was a lack of senior secondary school in a Lur area. But then the senior secondary school was only Nyapea, which was called Awendoke. Mr. Orengi sold the idea to the community of Jipangira, who supported the idea very highly. It was just a rule that the school should be started. The first name was Orengi High School. Secondly, the title Orengi High School was transferred to Goli Senior Secondary School. Then thirdly, to Orengi Secondary School, which is currently now in memory of the late Orengi was the dead.
The parents of those days, I would say that were very, very supportive. I remember when I had the first PTA annual general meeting with the parents, they really gave me a lot of support. Our students actually performed very well. So today, I think some of these parents are not supportive. They don't actually, pay what we call the school dues promptly. And as such, when they don't pay the school dues actually promptly, so of course, we don't have any other alternative, but we have to send these students home.
I started working in Igoli from P4. We had, I think, 3 groups of people who composed this anthem. But then of this, only one went through. But I remember that school anthem was composed by students.
And the community were okay during that period because they liked the school and they were helpful to the headmaster and the teachers. Before I left, things were not bad. As things became worse, especially when there was frequent strike in Uringi, and yet those classrooms and dormitories were built by the Europeans who came and volunteered to build those, and I'm so disappointed because the students have been destroying most of the building.
I'm Reverend Pons Ozele. I'm a priest, an Anglican priest. Currently, I'm the chairperson to Uringi Secondary School OBs, OGs. Actually, I joined Uringi Secondary School way back in 1984. 1984, Senior 1. We joined in the old site. I want to say Uringi initially was looked at as a Vogra secondary school where you fail and go and hide in. But in our time, we had a breakthrough. Actually, 1983, 84, there was a very big breakthrough from the academic performance. The likes of Dr. Daga, John, and their friends at that time, 83, 84, broke the record. He was one of the best students in Uganda. Schools go down because of 2 people, the board and the administration. Once the board members look at themselves as going to benefit, personal benefit from a school, you have failed the school. Secondly, once they bring for you a head teacher who is selfish in his actions and who has just come to make money, the school is dead.
Most of the strikes which have happened in Uringi have happened on very stupid reasons. Not because they are not being fed well, not because they are not being taught. A good number of the strikes have arisen only from being denied just mere entertainment.
Aningate Esther Amanda Road. As I could say, or Pira Buraga Mwen. Masaka kum Ogasan Ukir Deputy Mobile Udong. I could say Gomosara Muslingali for them. I wear and who take another school any day. The middle get one, Musako Lek, the child of the lady. Ikumusha na mushenku mwe somo samunarungu. Maneno kuwanga magete mirikode. Inwangi chiboki dona sare kulukuja. Nomukare denyobe. Inwangu weshmi dogi lengo. Ketu usheng moko na mawashi gi uve, awani wunwe gu oru makotemango. Ubino so mode tumungo, shwa de tumungo.
I'm Professor George Benjuru George Lada. I am the Vice Chancellor of Guru University. I was in Uringi Senior Secondary School from 1981 to to 1983. The major challenge that we had at that time was lighting. We had no electricity, so we were reading using the kerosene burner, which we would use for reading, or the lantern, the wick lantern, the kerosene lamp, which we were using for reading, both during the night. And we were doing night preps using those kerosene lights. The other problem we had was that of water. Again, I can say that we did not see that as a problem. We were going down to River Nibola at the border, where we would go and take cold bath at the stream. And for us, we did not think that that was a problem, that there was no water in the school. It was fun running down to River Nibola to go and bathe in a group of boys. And then I don't know where the girls were bathing from, but it was all okay. We started very intensive competition from like senior 3 going to senior 4. I can say I was not a good mathematician, but we started a math competition, speed calculation, which we would divide the chalkboard into like 5. Then we would give ourselves marks. And the one who would calculate in the shortest possible time and get the correct answer was the best, and we respected people who were good. So that spirit of competition was very good. Compete in the various subjects. And then parents also, I think, have also reduced their influence in the school. And then, again, what I say, the competition among the children is gone. All boys and all girls, I think we need to come together and revive our school and take pride in our school and possibly become good role models to the students who are there. We tell them it is not all lost. We studied here, and moreover, we studied in worse conditions than what they were in, and motivate them, encourage them, and then see how we can mobilize our parents.
My name is Rothmio Harold, and I'm a senior 6 student offering physics, chemistry, and mathematics. I am the former head prefect for the year 2017-2018, and I've just handed over to the new head prefect of the school. I remember those days when those bigger boys would return for their holidays. I would hear the wonderful stories they were telling me. But to my surprise, when I came here, the Oringi I found, I think it is quite different from what the boys would tell me those days. You can imagine there are no beds. Our students are sleeping on the floor, which is bare, and it is quite a very difficult condition here. Being the head prefect, we planned with my prefects together that every Saturday at least there should be general cleanliness where students mop their rooms. And in the process of mopping, since there are no beds, we actually have to transfer the beds outside. And one Saturday, I had a disappointment of my life. It was coming to rain and the beds were outside. And yet we had mopped the house and it had not yet dried. Despite all these challenges, I do believe that we can still make it from here. I still have hope that this great school will one day rise up to its greatness once more. I have faith in the administration, especially the new head teacher who has just joined us this year. He's a hard-working man, and we all believe that he is the man that has been sent to change the face of this school.
My name is Maxwell Damadre, and I'm the head teacher, Oringi SS. I was posted here at the end of Feb, just this year. Almost 90% of the boys are sleeping on the floor. And because of that, it has reduced the space, the space which could have accommodated more students. You find now that many of them are now piling, they are sharing space.
Henry Luko Rombi, former Archbishop of Uganda, retired 2012, now based here in my home in Goli, Navy District. I saw Oringi at his worst because I came here in 1987 and Oringi was still in the old site here. But commendation will go to Mr. Pio because I was chairman of the board through to when I was even a bishop, and Mr. Opio and I worked so well. Opio was a man of integrity. That man gave his life for Ringi Secondary School. Opio was well known by the students, and he cared for the students like his own children. The budget that we would work on was so slim, and you wonder how Mr. Opio managed to get through the year after year, until the community gave them a new site in Angoroma. They put two blocks of classroom and another classroom that faced one another as you enter the school. And they were starting to put the administrative block there. When in my travels abroad, I went to Jersey, Channel Islands, not Jersey of America, and met up with a team of people who do overseas aid. I made a special request for them to come and see us. They came. The director of Jersey Overseas Aid, a lady, came with her husband and a group of people, and asked me, "Can you show us what you are doing medically?" I took them to all the health centers run under us. "Can you also show us whether you have any educational projects?" I took them to Ringi. And what they saw impressed them, because they saw some structure put by parents. So they said, "What's happening here?" I said, "The parents would like to move that school from our headquarters there to this site. The community has given the land, and the parents have tried." Now, for any meaningful NGOs, they want to see the effort, no matter how small, but an effort being done. They were very, very touched. They came to us 3 times. The first team came to do structures, the dormitory, and finish up the primary, the classrooms there. You know what? 2 dormitories you have there is you have Jersey and you have Bishop Orombi, built by them. They came back again to finish the laboratory and the main hall there, the big main hall there. And the 3rd time they came to wire the place up. Jersey Overseas gave to us as a diocese 400 million to build those structures. And they came physically to do the work. The reason why they were very impressed were 2. One, I as a bishop was a board of governors chairman, and I had very strong relationship with the school, and accountability on my side was perfect. Mr. Opio, on the other hand, in the school had very good accountability, very faithful, and always on the spot with these people. They are very impressed. So if you see Oringi shifting to the new site, credit goes to Mr. Opio. A lot more credit goes to Jersey Overseas Aid, who gave us that much money for the capital development of that place.
To survive for 50 years is no mean business, my brother. I'm a priest. I'm a product of Ringi Secondary School. If you visited White House in Nebi, if you visited Zombo District, if you visited Arua, there are so many people who are doctors, who are priests, who are reverend sisters, who are teachers in the high ministries. They are there. The community of Oringi have all the reasons to celebrate, because it has provided employment for them. It has seen their children through education. Those days people would walk to Arua, would walk long distances to look for schools. But it is there strategically positioned for the community around. Manpower of this country has been enhanced through Oringi Secondary School, cause of celebration.
I'm surprised you got to know that there is an OB who is a professor and a vice chancellor of a school. But do you think everybody knows that? So the school has a right to celebrate and display their outcome, people who have been there.
Because I think what he did then opened the eyes of many people, especially for us who grew up as Anglicans. We did not have any school. The Catholics had Nyapea, the Rubara and Rubara, to which I went. But there was nothing in what you call the larger Navy. There was nothing until Oringi came up with this idea. it would be so nice to celebrate him as a part of this school. That is my thinking about the celebration.
If you had a child and the child is 50 years old, you're not only a father or a mother, but also a grandmother or a grandfather. The product of Oringi, including you make us very proud. If you are a wise man, invest in people. And if you like, that's Jesus' method of his kingdom message. He never built any institution. He never did anything else. He picked 12 men. He put his vision in them. Look at where we are. 2,000 years ago. It can't go wrong. So I commend Simea Oringi Honorable for his great vision of planting an institution to enable the people of this region to study. Honorable Oringi is an amazing man. He's a proud man wherever he is, because what he has is not only his name, but products like you.